Fellow SADC citizens, the freedom that the Southern African region is enjoying today did not come on a silver platter. It was earned by great sacrifice of the brave men and women who shed blood for this freedom. For this reason, the Southern African Development Community SADC set aside the 23rd March of every year as the Southern Africa Liberation Day to remember the sacrifices made by these brave men and women in the liberation struggle. When the mighty armed forces of the apartheid regime in South Africa were defeated at one of the conventional battles at Quito Valley in southern Angola on the 23rd March 1988. That in itself marked a decisive end of many years of exploitation, oppression, degradation, untold suffering, and humiliation of the Southern African people. As a result of this historic defeat, Namibia and South Africa became the last countries in the African continent to be liberated from colonialism and apartheid regime in 1990 and 1994 respectively. Fellow SADC citizens, the history of the liberation struggle in Southern Africa is comprehensively documented in the Hashim Bita publication titled Southern Africa Liberation Struggles, which has been produced in the SADC official languages of English, French, and Portuguese, and soon the books will be made available in Kiswahili. The 9 volumes of this comprehensive record of liberation struggle are designed to assist the present and future generations to remember the sacrifice made by millions of their forefathers and mothers in the struggle in pursuit of our freedom. I wish to encourage researchers, scholars, and political leaders, especially the youth, not only to study the struggle literature, but to also find inspiration from the stories in the publication for the betterment of the region and to ensure the preservation of our freedoms and economic development. In recognition of the immeasurable role played by the SADC founders, the 40th SADC Summit of Heads of State and Government of August 2020 endorsed the mechanism in honor of the SADC founders. As part of the implementation of the mechanism, SADC awarded scholarships to 5 students doing master's and PhD studies and 3 winners of the 2022 SADC Tertiary Institution essay competition. The objective of these scholarships and essay competition is to promote research on the role and contribution of the SADC founders to regional integration and development agenda. The research studies being undertaken by the recipients of these scholarships will contribute to the realization of the vision and aspirations of the SADC founders, that of a peaceful and prosperous region. Fellow citizens, as we commemorate the 2023 Southern Africa Liberation Day, I wish to urge member states to continue to recognize the great contribution and huge sacrifice made by the founders of SADC and their nations. Some of the ways identified as part of the mechanism in honor of the SADC founders is to speed up the inclusion of Southern Africa liberation history in the school curriculum for the benefit of the young and future generations. We commend countries that have already included the liberation history in their school curriculum. More importantly, the founders paved the way for peace, stability, and a shared vision of prosperity for all the people of the SADC region. All of us must work towards the advancement of economic well-being and standards of living of our people. freedom and social justice, and peace and security, because that is the SADC that the founders envisioned, and that, I believe, is the SADC we all want. Fellow SADC citizens, I wish to commend the heads of state and government for committing to the ideals and values that inspired the SADC forefathers to fight for liberation and establishing our regional body. Our leaders have continued to build on this solid foundation to ensure freedom, peace, and economic development of the region. Guided by our strategic documents and the tools at our disposal, including SADC Regional Indicative Strategic Development Plan, RISDP 2020 to 2030, and the SADC Vision 2050, we must all join hands and relentlessly carry forward the dreams of the founders. If we cannot place a sharp focus on these and dedicate all our efforts and resources at our disposal, we will fail them. I doubt that is the result we want. I therefore encourage all member states to develop programs and activities to commemorate the Southern Africa Liberation Day on this day every year. Let this day be a constant reminder to us all that the blood of our gallant sons and daughters were not in vain. I thank you.